Hello YouTube, this is Jake the Pepper back again with another video. Today I'm going to be going over a video on where you live determines how good of a chance you will have an SHTF or bug out. Where you live is very important. So, for an example, if you are a prepper, say, you have a wife, or if you're a woman, you have a husband or whatever, you have kids, you all have bug out bags, say you have 5 days of food, water, and supplies in those packs. But now your neighbor, who has a spouse and 3 kids, is not prepared. Yet there's this huge, say you live in like the Gulf of Mexico, right, and there's this huge storm coming. You have about the same chance of survival as your neighbor. So if you think about that, where you live determines your chances of survival. I live in the suburbs of Portland, Oregon, in the U.S., and where I live, it's pretty safe. The houses are pretty far apart. I mean, it's not really the suburbs, but it's a mixture between rural and suburbs. It's like in the middle of those two. Now, where I live, the houses are far apart, like I said, and we have quite a few miles of green space, like woods, and we have quite a few creeks. I feel like we have like 3 creeks with running water that runs year round. We have like a lot of resources. So the people that live in the urban environments, where the houses are, 4 feet apart from each other, and then, you have a small house, that does not give you as good of a chance as a house that's farther apart. Because you see, all those people that live so close to each other, most of the time they don't have a lot of supplies. Because you can walk down to the store. Whereas my family, we have to drive to the store to get our food. So most of the time, people who live in an urban environment walk, get a bag of groceries, and a few days later, go back and get some more. Whereas my family, we go to the warehouse stores, we buy a crap load of stuff. I mean, it's like a month or 2 of stuff at a time. And, all those people in the urban environment, what happens when they run out of food? Alright, and there's no more food in that store that's down the street. They're going to come up towards where I live. But what's going to happen first is the people that live so close to each other, when they run out of food, they're going to go over to the neighbor's house to see if they have food. Alright, and people are going to keep going to each other's houses. So, what I'm trying to say is, make sure that where you live is safe. Like the people that live in the city, they're close together. They don't really have any source of water other than their faucet and some bottled water they buy at the store. They don't have a creek or a river next to them or anything. Just think about it. Are you safe where you live? Can you think off the top of your head an area where it's within walking distance, where there's food and water that you can get from an area where it's not polluted and it's, there isn't bacteria and stuff that'll make you sick. Personally, the creek that's probably about a mile from my house, I don't know if it's polluted or not, but I'm pretty sure there is, because that's where we get our water supply from. I'm pretty sure it's not polluted, because that's where we get water from, with the, the faucet and stuff, it's kind of hard for me to say stuff like this, because I don't really want to offend anybody, but if you live in an urban environment to where your house is so close, like another house, that you don't have to, get your shoes on and walk over to the next house, where you can just walk out barefoot. touch it and come back within like 10 seconds. There's so many people in that area. I mean, it might be, an area of 1 mile. It might seem small, but how many people are there that are in that area? I mean, my neighborhood, the houses are probably 50 feet apart, 40, 50 feet apart. I mean, there's quite a few of us, but not as many as places that I've been where our houses are so close together in such a small area. So, make sure that you can trust the people that you live next to. Make sure that you have security for your home. Because once people figure out that they don't have food, they go over to their neighbor for food, and they figure out that their neighbor doesn't have any food, they're going to band together. And they're going to come looking for your food. Because, you can only go 3 days without water. Yeah, 3 days without water and like 3 weeks without food. Yeah, what about your family? 1 bottle of water doesn't give enough water to a family of 5. They're going to go house to house looking for 2 bottles of water for each member of their family. Alright, and even if the water bottle's like a third full, that's going to mean a lot to them. So just make sure that where you live, that you feel safe enough that you have a source of water that's year-round, a source of food that's year-round, that's natural. I mean, where I live, I have deer, coyotes, squirrels, raccoons, fish, and I'm probably 20, 30 minutes away from the city. I mean, Portland's a pretty small city. There's only like 1 million people. So, I mean, it's a small city. But think about that. 1 million people, all of a sudden hungry. That's a lot of people that are going to be coming for your food. I'm probably going to do a part 2 on this. I'm running out of time. So thank you for watching. And always be prepared.